So we're going to keep moving along here and just jump right into our next panel. If you're following the agenda, we are off about a few minutes, 5 or 6 minutes or so. So just want to note that if you're following along on the agenda. So our next moderator is Nathan. Are you on?
Yep, I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Nathan Sundheimer is with Plug and Play, responsible for corporate innovation. But tell everybody about your role and introduce your speaker.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Lisa. So hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Sundheimer, and I head U.S. healthcare partnerships at Plug and Play. We're the world's largest open innovation platform where we essentially do 3 things. We provide corporate innovation services to about 500 plus corporate or Fortune 1000s across the globe. We run accelerator programs, and we are early stage investors. But today, most importantly, I'm very proud and excited to announce or to have Pierre with us today from Haxoskin. So Pierre, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you. And just to get us started, just to learn a little bit more about Haxoskin, can you explain it and what data it measures and how Haxoskin can be applied to different use cases around the body?
Yes. So the product is made to be very simple to use. It's a shirt that you can wear under your dress shirt, like I am today. And the shirt is close to your skin and close to your vital organs, and it's the perfect location to measure cardiac and respiratory activity. So we have two models, one that we call the Haxoskin that measures ECG, heart rate variability, heart rate, but also breathing patterns, which is very unique. And it's more than breathing rate. We measure not just how fast you're breathing, we measure how you're breathing, really. And we have another model called the Haxoskin that does the same thing that the Haxoskin does, but on top of that, it can measure SpO2, ppg, systolic blood pressure continuously, and things like skin temperature, and it also has a 3D ECG.
Awesome. Thank you. And, generally speaking, just to branch a little bit further off of that, what type of users are using this platform and what are they predominantly using it for?
So we've built the platform so that when the FDA gives us the green light, it can be used under prescription by patients in different use cases. But today, our existing client base is mostly people doing clinical research in different domains. Of course, we were very strong in applications where you need to monitor cardiac activity from the ECG and respiratory activity. But we have a broad range of users. So like from McGill University uses it to study infectious diseases. We have a Yale that's using it to monitor the health of physicians and hospital staff at Yale Health. We have a UHN in Toronto who uses it in oncology. We have another hospital that uses it for epilepsy. We have a webinar about that in October. It's used in clinical research too by pharma companies and other organizations like the Rett Syndrome Foundation, who has been sponsoring a large project for the Rett syndrome in the US with several clinical sites. It's a virtual clinical trial. So they picked Haxoskin because it's a great way to collect very accurate, continuous vital signs information from the kids in the study from home. So basically, you can have very accurate monitoring over long periods of time. In that case, it's about 6 weeks, and collect data from all over the country. So in the US, we work with about 30 US hospitals and many pharma companies. There's more research about that, more information about that in the research section on our website. So if you go on haxoskin.com, there's a research section where we describe everything we do. Everything our users are doing with the Haxoskin platform for clinical research.
Awesome, thank you. And then speaking of unique users, I thought it was special, and especially I want to make sure that everyone in the audience knows that, the American Astronautical Society has awarded the 2022 International Space Station Research Innovation Award for Human Health in Space to Haxoskin for demonstrating a comprehensive physiology monitoring system for use in research and in situ crew care. Can you talk a little bit more about that accomplishment?
Yeah, well, that was amazing and unexpected because we were nominated by scientists from the space agencies. The American Astronautical Society is a society that exists since over 100 years, and they gave awards to people like Neil Armstrong in the past. But the reason why we received the award is we've been doing work with different space agencies since 10 years now, and we've launched the Haxoskin system in 2018 in the International Space Station. And the system is used today for 2 clinical trials in space to study cardiovascular health of astronauts in space to prepare for future longer-term missions to the moon, to Mars, and other places. So this is very exciting work. We're really happy at Haxoskin to be working with NASA, the Canadian Space Agency, the European and Japanese space agencies, and others on these projects. And in our plan, we'll be recording dozens of astronauts over the coming years. We've already worked with about 10 of them. So this is very exciting work. And you can learn more about it if you go on haxoskin.com. Again, we have a section that talks about the Haxoskin and projects that have been done with the Haxoskin wearable system.
Fantastic. Yeah, I definitely need to check it out a little bit more. I just saw the article, but I didn't have a chance to dive too any deeper. So I look forward to reading that. And just tying this back into the theme for today, in what ways does Haxoskin help eliminate or bridge the information between data gaps? Love to learn a little bit more about what you think around that.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm really happy to have the chance to talk about it today, because the idea behind foundation of Haxoskin is exactly that. It's the observation that when patients leave the clinic or the hospital, very often we have no information about what's going on with the patient. And when we started working on our product, we thought, how can we bridge that gap? How can we allow patients to generate data that can be used by physicians and other healthcare staff when they're at home, in a way that is as simple and as passive as possible? Because you don't want patient, especially in our case, it's mostly patients over 60 years old. You don't want them to have to do a lot of maintenance, to know a lot of technology, to be able to use the product and be connected with the provider. So, and that's why, when we were designing the product, it ended up being a smart shirt or a smart tank top for women, because we thought, well, everybody's getting dressed every day. So and our objective is that's all they'll have to do. They won't have to interact with a screen if they don't have to. It's possible, but they don't have to. They don't need to know how to read. They don't need to do a lot of data entry. They just need to put it on, and we take care of the rest. We analyze the data and we present it to physician as a summary report or a test report. So that they can follow these patients for post-acute care, for remote diagnostics, for chronic care management, and keep these patients connected. And we believe these information flows from connected devices will change the telemedicine experience in the coming years as adoption grows, because suddenly you have these very more sophisticated patients, I would say, or more equipped patients that have a smart shirt, maybe a blood pressure monitor, and other devices at home, and that will be able to interact with providers online, but not just with a conversation. They will be able to provide objective data about what's going on, and this will lead to better decision for care management, for prescriptions, but also to educate patients and empower them with their information so that they can better take care of themselves, themselves, but also with their families, for example, that support them, which is the case for so many people.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thank you. And I know we're right at time, Pierre, and I wish we could continue the conversation. But, for those that are in the audience, if you wish to connect with Pierre, please reach out to him on LinkedIn. Please go to haxoskin.com and learn more. I wish we had more time. I'd love to learn about what's next.
I'll share a link in the chat. And we also have a webinar on September 7th. You can register on our website, and it's free.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Pierre. And Lisa, I appreciate the time that you've given us today, and I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Nathan and Pierre. That was a great discussion. Really enjoyed hearing those details.